up. We have one of the best defensive players in all of the NFL, obviously, maybe one of the greatest ever at getting after the quarterback, has multiple brothers that have been wrecking shop in the NFL as well. Let's go down. Mr. TJ Watt, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Tej, what's happening? So we have a little different feel for you today. Don't want to throw you off. I'm in Indianapolis. Pat is at College Game Day in Durham, North Carolina. Don't worry, we're gonna work on not stepping on each other. You can see him waving at you. But how do you feel, man? You obviously have come out of the gates pretty hot, I'd say, this season when it comes to your production. You're all over the place. You and Highsmith kind of coming off both those edges, just giving quarterbacks and offensive coordinators nightmares. How you feeling physically, mentally, and everything right now?
Yeah, physically, I feel great. I do. I feel like I had a great offseason. I told you guys that going into this season, just getting back to what I do best and trusting in the process through the offseason. And then obviously it's just rolled over into the preseason, into the regular season. We've had a hot start. We have a big game this weekend coming up. Alex, like you said, on the other side, has been doing a great job of being able to get after the quarterback as well. So guys just can't slide and chip to one side. And it's been working for us.
Pat?
Hey, this weekend, massive weekend down there in Houston. We talked to JJ about, hey, do you like us talking to JJ every week and him just basically breaking down your film? Do you love that or hate that?
I don't mind it. Honestly, I didn't have as much time this week to be able to take a look and see what he did. But if it keeps him busy and keeps him from texting me 24/7, I'm all for it.
He actually mentioned that. Yeah, he did say that he sends a lot of texts, throughout games. But let's talk about the game this weekend. Obviously, your brother's the third entrant into the Houston Texans Ring of Honor, playing against you guys. I've known you've had to do some media down there. JJ said that you were pretty much at every game he had when he was at Houston. Does it feel different this week? Does it feel like it's a little bit of a different week because your family's getting celebrated so much in a city that obviously you all love?
Yeah, 100%. It's not the same as when he came up here and we played him when it was Derek, JJ, and I on the field at the same time, just because there's not the emotions of having to go to battle against one of your brothers or his team. But more than anything, it's just a celebration of him, all the hard work, the sacrifice, everything that I had a front seat to behind the scenes. I'm just so happy that he's hopefully going to be celebrated the way that he deserves. And I know that the city of Houston will do that for him. And I'm just happy more than anything to be able to get the whole family together in one place and have dinner the night before.
Are you good steak places down there? We used to play down there in Houston every single year. They have some great restaurants. Love that city. I also enjoyed when JJ would hop up on that bench. He'd start doing hiya, hiya, hiya. He'd do that. He'd do the whole thing. Are you going to do any of that? Are you planning on paying tribute to your brother at all this weekend and maybe just get a sack, fumble, touchdown, a swat, force sack, tight end touchdown, bust your nose, do the whole Houston experience in one weekend?
Lose my helmet, bust my nose, all that stuff. Hit about 17 different sack celebrations. Someone asked me the other day, like, are you going to pay homage to him and do his celebration? I'm like, well, he had so many different ones between the salute, throwing the baseball up, hitting it, the whip, the nay-nay, all in one. So I don't think I can hit all those in one game. But, yeah, he was wrecking shop down there, and it was always fun to be back then. NRG Stadium was always rocking.
Boston Connor, you got something?
Yeah, TJ, obviously, we talked to your brother in the first week. He mentioned the golf course training session you two had, learning I forget if it's a double rip, whatever the hell it's called. I'm not that smart. You definitely know what it is, whatever. You get it. How awesome is it to have, JJ to work with and kind of bounce ideas off of? And are you worried a little bit that, when Thanksgiving comes around down the road, when you're already in the Hall of Fame, that JJ's going to tell you, like, hey, half the moves you did, you stole from me. So really, your Hall of Fame career is my Hall of Fame career. You're welcome.
Hey, as long as we're both successful, who the heck cares? I do steal a lot of stuff from him. When I originally switched to defense, he was all that I watched, and I learned a lot from just watching him in Houston and him in Arizona. I think some of those moves I wasn't necessarily trying to steal, but I watched them so much growing up that they became natural to me. And it's just been so nice now that he has the time to really break down film, talk shop, and he loves being a part of it. And I'm happy that he wants to be a part of it.
Hey, talking about moves, you seem to be playing your best football right now. First of all, do you agree with that? You think you're playing your best football you've ever played right now?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm in a good groove right now.
Okay,
I'd say.
so let's slow down a little bit. Okay, let's slow down a little bit. Because I don't know if you know, we have a graphic, this Turner's T graphic about your race to the 500,000 with the sack total, the season sack total. You're at 6 already, and they're talking about like this is already a historic start. Like historic. There's a new tweet on X every weekend proclaiming that you're doing something that has never been done in the NFL before. What do you attribute that to? You think? Are you in better shape now? What literally, what do you think it is?
I don't know. I think there's so many factors. Like I tell people all the time, it's not just what I'm doing. It's schematics. It's coaching. It's all the players. It's the guys in the back end making the quarterback hold on to the ball for a split second. It's pass rush games up front. I can't put my finger on one thing. All I do know is that I have this hunger this year to just play as hard as I possibly can. I know nothing's guaranteed. I know that the game can be taken away in a split second. I just want to play as hard as I possibly can and not take a rep for granted. And I feel like we have a special team this season, not taking anything away from years past, but it's time to go. I know these sacks and stuff come in bunches, so you just have to make them last as long as possible.
Ty Schmidt?
Yeah, big bunch.
TJ, a lot has been made about the kind of plane fiasco that you guys went through this week. Was that scary at all when you realized that one of the engines is leaking oil? And then also, what the hell did you guys do to keep yourself entertained while you're sitting on the ground for 12 hours waiting for another plane?
Yeah, hearing code yellow. Flight attendants, you have prepared for this.
Code yellow?
Strapping their seatbelts is not a fun feeling. But I do have to admit it. I got some comfort in knowing I was on the flight with our team owner and a bunch of other multimillionaires. So I knew they'd hopefully take every precaution known to man to get us down safely. And then once we were down, we were in Kansas City on the airplane, I think, for 5 hours. So there was a lot of Dunkin' Donuts being passed around, a lot of breakfast pizzas, nothing nutritious at all. Nobody slept, but we overcame the adversity, and here we are.
Hell yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers got a little grit. Going to have to go through adversity like that to get to the Super Bowl. Code yellow. I don't even know. Did only the flight attendants knew what that meant? You said they say code yellow, flight attendants, you know what this means. And what takes place there?
A whole lot of Googling. I was on Reddit sites. I was just looking up what code yellow meant. It meant everything from an oil leak to some engine malfunction to some flaps of some sort. So I was just holding my breath until we were on the ground. Okay,
so they're sprinting to their flight attendants sprint to their seat though. That's the reaction that they have whenever they hear code yellow.
They didn't want to have us panic. It was a swift walk, but they were not answering any questions of any sort.
I would shit my pants.
Yeah.
Okay. That is not a situation where I would be good at all. I had one today. I circled the city for 45 minutes or whatever. And I just assumed we were going to die. That's why you know what I mean? And we were moving the whole thing. I don't know how. Hey, good for you guys. Hey, anybody scared?
Yeah.
Anybody scared?
Who handled it the worst on the team?
I don't know. Luckily, a lot of people were sleeping, so I wasn't in the back to see some of the real good reactions. But there's been some good stories of guys demanding answers and flight attendants not giving answers.
Pittsburgh Steelers fan Tone Diggs has something.
Yeah, TJ, there's been a decent amount made this week about your sack against the Raiders when it was play action. You didn't bite on the play action. Obviously, I guess they ran the same play last year, and then you pointed at Tomlin and told him, "I told you so." What was the reaction, or what was the lead up to that? During the week, were you telling Tomlin "Hey, I'm not biting on this," and he said you have to, or what was it like during the week that you pointed to him and then told him "I told you so" on Sunday?
No, it's just more of going into games, especially when you have a history with them, like we played them last year late in the season. They know that we have a good pass rush. They went into that game not giving up any sacks. So you knew that you weren't necessarily going to get opportunities on just straight dropbacks without chips on third down, max protection type structures. So we knew we were going to have to find our opportunities elsewhere. And there was a couple of pass rush opportunities from the play pass from the year before that I felt like I missed out on, where I was biting on the play fake or on the run fake, excuse me. And I just felt like this week I told him that if I got this certain look, I was just gonna go for the pass, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, a lot of things are working out, aren't they? Yeah, $500,000 to charity on the line. Everything's working out. All the moves, never stops. It's a beautiful thing, TJ. Thank you for making time for us on this week that has already been impacted by an oil engine failure on a plane the day after a big time win on the road. You're the man.
Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
TJ Watt, buddy.
Tomorrow.
Sorry to step on top of you. Sorry to step all over you, but yeah, good luck to you and your brother tomorrow.